welcome to the Wisden F1 series. We're here at round 3, Istanbul Park. We're just about to go. Let's see now, any second. It's Malone and Franklin leading us off. It's a good start for Malone. Franklin still hanging on, Gal on the inside, very safe through the first corner. There looks to be a bit of contact behind. Everyone gets through relatively safely. It's Malone leading, Franklin really looking to make that move early on. Obviously, he told us last race it's good to make that move last, but he can't get by, it seems, around outside. No, Malone covers him off. Gal still in the background looking for it, looking at the inside of Franklin, but Franklin holds on. It's Venuti behind, also just hanging around, waiting for those critical moments. Gal on the outside, looking maybe for the inside, we'll say. Oh, it's Venuti we're riding on board now with Horacek behind. Albert looking to make that move as soon as possible on Venuti. This track will be a strategy track. Malone, what does it feel like to drive these cars?
Yeah, it's tricky, exactly as you told us, because we really needed to have the harder compounded tire on this track, otherwise they wouldn't last. I saw a little bit of a touch there between Venuti and Horacek, and they're going at it at the end of the back straight. And Venuti is claiming his position back.
Yeah, and Albert really looking to sort of push Venuti through, telling him to go on, mate, we need to get in front of these people. Albert actually has a bit of a spin, not on a spin, but a burnout, so he loses a lot of time to Venuti. We see Gal now behind Franklin. The gap has gone back to about 1 second. Obviously, I think we're in this, seeing already these tire-saving moments right here.
Yeah, everybody's still really close. Morali following Iedes very closely. And the DRS is open this lap, so yeah, if he can hang in here, he has a good opportunity on the final straight, back straight, I would call it. All right, but a little bit going wide there, and yeah, what is the difference now? 0.8, he's still in. What do you think, Franz? Can he make something out of this?
I mean, it is possible, obviously everything is possible. Running on side with Marul now, he has already taken one position from the start. He started P8. We might see a very good start here from him. He's a very strong racer we've seen in the past. So I think right now he's just sort of hunting Eads down, and we see a move actually with the DRS, and yeah, it's a clear pass for him. Didn't have to wait long for that one, did we?
Very well done from O'Reilly, I totally agree. And now it's Iedes' turn. He's really close. Can he immediately go back for another move in turn 1?
Morelli seems to have that bit more speed with that setup, it seems. Eads can't get by even with DRS. I think DRS should be open right now.
Yes, it should be, definitely. Very close fight here, but I think it's time to look at the others' race start first.
Looking at start then, we're riding on board with Iades behind Venuti. We have Gal on the inside, being a bit of a terrible start there from Eads, I must say, being passed by Prunings. Prunings actually locks up, and I think that causes a bit of the incidents behind. Eads comes out behind Morali. Another point of view here, we see Winter behind Godfrey. Can he get a good start? Obviously, I think there was a bit of an incident here. We'll have to wait and see. He gets caught up behind Diaz, has to slow down a bit behind his teammate there. Goes for a move. He tries to thread the needle, and there's a lot of contact with 3 cars, I think. We're going to have to wait and see if there's a penalty for that one.
Yes, exactly. Let's take one more look in the slow motion to break it down. All right, we're gonna break it down. A bad start actually for Godfrey. Winter is hanging in, but yeah, there's simply not much room, and Godfrey locks up and makes a little bit of a mistake. But at the same time, Max Winter is going a little risky on the first turn, I would say. Contact with 3 different people, Godfrey, Diaz and Georgiades, unfortunately.
We're going to continue now with Winter. Let's see where he can finish up here on the first lap. We have Max going for a move on Winter. Can Winter hold on? Also, this is a chicane. Let's see. Winter puts his nose in. Or might there have been contact? I'm unsure. It could have been Prudings just going off there, running wide, but we'll have to wait to see. Winter has sort of got that gap now, a few half seconds. Godfrey still looking for a move. Can they hold on? This is a really tight bunch here. We'll have to wait and see on this straight. That comes up soon. Yeah, it's a messy start for a lot of people here. Malone, continue.
Yeah, luckily everybody could continue, and hopefully the damage is not that big. Oh, and Winter goes off track actually.
Yeah, riding on board with Godfrey now. Winter in the front. Seems to have a bit of wide moment. Yes, it's going over those curbs there. Ooh, rejoining right in front of Godfrey. Godfrey takes that position, says thank you very much. Winter still behind. Pruding's actually looking for a move on Winter now because of his mistake. There's a lot of passes being made here. Jorge is also being passed by Winter, probably. And Prudings takes advantage of that as well. He gets past. There's a double move on Jorge there. There's very good racing here. Diaz still following this bunch, looking maybe for a move. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, exactly. And Prunings is coming closer to Winter it is. And oh, he really almost hits him. Has to make an avoiding move there and goes wide, and that takes some time out of him. Immediately under pressure from Godfrey, that is, I think. Yes.
Yeah. It's currently lap 4 of the race. We're riding on board with Thomason going into the final corners. We have Jorge, I think, in front. Let's see, I saw some smoke behind that wall there. Yeah, there seems to have been contact with Morali and Diaz going off. Thomason actually takes 2 places there. That's really good for him. We're looking at Morali. He has Eads hunting him down behind, going into this final few corners, like I said. Let's see what happened between those two. Morali has a bit of an odd line going through there, and Eads sort of closes the door on him. Has a spin, Morali has. He sort of doesn't see Diaz coming and forces him off. That loses position to Diaz and Morali. It is an interesting situation to be there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, yeah, it was a weird situation, and we both feel really bad for Iedas, but he closed the door on Morali, but it was not so clear that he was still there. So, but we cannot do anything else as stewards, I would say. But after that, Morali did an unsafe rejoin, and he throws his car around while other cars were coming. So yeah, the blame is a little bit on everybody here, I would say. But yeah, we have to continue with the racing.
We're looking at Sting in last place here. Obviously had a bit of a moment on lap 1, a bit of a spin. So he has lost a few seconds to the top guys here. Sting, a very good driver usually, hasn't seemed to find the pace this track. It can happen. He's looking at Morali now. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens here.
Alright, the leaderboard is not right at the moment, so this is lap 4 still. And we're following Horacek here. Goes wide over the curbs and touches the grass there, but makes his car unsettle and makes a spin, hits the barrier actually. And this is good news for Prunings and Godfrey, because they take advantage and gain a position. Prunings really close, and the back straight is coming up. So DRS is open, using ERS. Pruning has good pace in this track, practiced a lot, and he's already side by side. Godfrey tries to defend, but yeah, that's simply impossible when you have so much overspeed. Nice move from Prunings, well done.
We're on board with Gal now for his first race here in Vision F1. He's gaining a bit on Venuti every lap, just eating that gap down. Let's see. Venuti sort of locks up a bit. Gal, he's sliding a lot on those hard tires. Maybe he hasn't got them quite up to temperature just yet. Let's see now. I don't think he's going to have DRS on this straight, so he's just going to have to brute force it. Let's see. Going over that curb, and he jumps it. He jumps the curb. I've never seen anything like that. He's gone into the gravel there.
And can Iedas take advantage? Not immediately. Gal is back on track. hopefully his tires will be good enough to defend here.
Yeah, I mean, those tires should be very warm now, gone through that gravel, spun a lot, so they should be up to temperature. Maybe not the best surface on them right now, but he should be able to defend from Ihades here. Ihades still a very good driver, looking to make that move as soon as possible on those medium tires. He has the tire advantage. We'll have to wait and see if there's coming anything from that.
Yeah, let's stick around a little bit more because the DRS zone is coming up, and yeah, I feel something is going to be possible for E8S.
Yeah, it might seem that Gal has lost a bit of that sort of momentum he had on his first lap getting on Venuti. Maybe there's a bit of a sort of confidence gap, if you get what I mean. You lose a bit of confidence after those sort of spins, don't you, Malone?
Yeah, definitely. You just have to be really careful to make the tires get back into life again. And but at the same time, I'm surprised that E8S couldn't make a move then there on the back straight. Well, this will be continued later on.
It's lap 9. We're riding on board with Horacek on his wing soon. Let's see Morelli behind, also looking to gain some positions. Obviously, he's dropped back a bit from start with that incident. He's got DRS on this straight coming up now. We'll have to wait to see if there's going to be a move. Morelli looking on the inside. Oh, Albert going for a late defense there. Morelli sort of gets startled, but still no contact. Very good racing. Let's see now. Morelli. Oh, he's looking everywhere. He's everywhere on this. On Albert. Okay, we switch shoes now to Morelli. Losing a bit on this main straight here. Might he be looking at it? No, I think he's saving a bit of battery here, just waiting to make that move on that back straight. We've seen it before. It's a very long straight. You have to make it move there. Albert still looking in his mirrors, it seems, just putting that car everywhere so Morelli can't get past. These are tricky corners, these first ones, very technical. You really have to just throw the car in there and just hope for it to grip. Obviously, these F1 cars have a lot of grip.
All right, we're on board with Singh at the moment, and through that long left-hander goes wide. But yeah, he managed to keep his car, get his car back on the track. Very well done there. All right, he's coming close to Thomason, and Thomason is on his turn, fairly close to help me out, Franz. Who was that?
Georgiades actually in front.
Georgiades, yes. I'm sorry, thank you for helping, but take over anyway. Now.
Yeah, through these last corners, these are honestly my favorite corners because they're just so technical. In those low gears, you really have to just feather it through on the throttle. Thompson sort of still, I mean, it's the same gap to Georgiades in front. These three, I think, we're going to see through the whole race, just battling for positions or just basically just following each other, I think. It's going to be one of those races where you just have to preserve your tires and just wait for the moment to strike.
All right, we are on board with Franklin on lap 11. And yeah, Franklin was starting on the C3 compound tire and entering the pits fairly early. Very careful for the speed line, very well done. And yeah, let's see how the pit stop goes. Beautiful angle from inside. All right.
I must say that helmet is looking very good, actually. I love these sort of helmet designs where you represent your country with the flags. Obviously, Luke from Great Britain has those sort of Great Britain flaps on his helmet. Yeah, it's really fun to see the pops and colours on these cars and drivers, of course.
Yes.
Obviously, then Franklin with that pit stop rejoining in P7. He has a bit of a gap to the car behind and the car in front. We're going to have to wait and see where he finishes up. There's going to be a long wait for him now, I think, until he meets a few cars. Might he even catch up to the cars in front? We'll have to wait and see. Still on lap 10 now. We have Albert. Oof, a bit of a slide through that corner. Morelli also seems to be sliding. These are critical corners of these three. They are really fighting for it now. Albert, oh, he's sliding a lot on those hard tires. I don't think they should be giving up on him just yet. These corners are really satisfying to watch, I just have to say, with these drivers. Albert gaining a lot on Morelli on this bunch here. We'll have to wait and see if there's going to be a Oh, Godfrey locking up. There's so much happening right now. Morelli following behind on this straight. Malone, let's see what happens.
Yeah, really close together now. Very exciting, to be honest. And Horacek is going for a move on Morelli. Has DRS and it's too late on the brakes and takes out Godfrey here. That's really a pity. Let's break that down.
Yes, this is a replay now. We're riding on board with Albert's wing here. We have Godfrey in front, Morelli on the left. Still, Albert gets past with that DRS. He should be braking right about now, but I think he's just missed his braking point and drove right into Godfrey there. Godfrey couldn't really do anything more to that. It's a shame to see it happen, but I mean, it can happen to the best of us.
All right, and they both spin, and yeah, at least the engine is still working. But Horacek immediately goes to the pit. Also Godfrey, I guess this is gonna be a long one to repair the damage.
If they repair the damage, I mean, they could run without repairing, but we saw Albert have the incident a few laps ago where he touched his rear wing on the wall. So I'm guessing there will be damage repair here. Or maybe not. It was very fast actually for him.
I'm not really convinced, but well, hopefully they can have kind of the same pace after this incident.
It's lap 12 now. We're riding on board with Eads. Looking behind, we see Max Prunings. They both have made up some positions from those incidents in the start. We're going to have to see now. There might be a move done for Max very soon. He's looking very confident in the car. We'll have to wait and see now on this straight. With the DRS, and he goes past around the outside. That's a bold move from Max, and a very good one, I must say. A pleasure to watch this racing. These are top drivers. Oh, Max locking up a bit, but he's well past Eads already, so it's going very good. I think Eads obviously now going into the pit, so I don't think there was going to be much fighting for him. Okay, it's lap 13, running on board with Godfrey, I'm pretty sure. Looking at Thomason behind. Thomason obviously hasn't pitted yet, so Godfrey has a bit of an tyre advantage. Maybe they haven't fired up just yet. We're going to have to wait and see. Thomason in the back row here. I think there's going to be a move done very soon. Yeah, Thomason sort of lets him go there, I think. Very smart move from Thomason, if I'm being honest. Just, stick to your own race. You don't have to battle someone if they already done a pit stop.
All right, and after the pit stop of Luke Franklin, he worked his way back up to the front runners, and he's following Fabio Gal now really closely. Yeah, DRS is coming up again, so I think this smart driver will just wait his chances and go for a move on the straight. But Gal has good straight line speed. Let's see how this is working out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see just how these strategies collide, I guess. Obviously, Franklin taking that earliest pit stop, and he goes for a move. We just have to wait to see. I'll continue. Oh, Gal closing a bit on him.
This is how we know Fabio. Oh, and he's going to the pit right away.
He goes in the pits. That might have been why he sort of contested. Alright, yeah, as I was going to say, we'll have to wait and see how these strategies collide, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, Franklin is already pretty close to Prunings and probably has the tyre advantage. He's on the C1 now. Prunings started on the C1, and yeah, it's about time that the C1 runners are going to the pit stop pretty soon. All right.
It's lap 17, I think. Running on board with Malone. He has had quite a lonely race at the top. Obviously, we've seen that in the last few races as well. A dominant drive from him this race as well. I'm guessing there's going to be a pit stop very soon. Almost 10 laps to go on this race. He is taking it very far, those tyres. We're going to have to wait. I think there's going to be a pit stop now. Yeah, I am correct. It looked a bit safe from Malone, if I'm being honest, in the pit entry. We'll have to wait and see where it comes out. The gap was 10 seconds before we went in. Yeah, we're going to have to wait a bit. It's a relatively fast pit stop. I'm not sure. It's a bit slow, I guess, but it works. We're going to have to wait and see now what the gap is. Obviously, safety car in the pits here as well. AMG, love that car. Let's see now. Yeah, he comes out, it seems, 7 seconds. Okay, he has actually lost 3 seconds in the pits. Malone, a very good driver, but he seems to have had some sort of, like I said, that entry was very safe from him. So lost 3 seconds there, but I think it's not going to be an issue. I think he's going to make that time up very shortly. It's lap 19 out of 28, running on board with Venuti, who's going a bit wide as I speak. He has actually made up that gap to Franklin that we saw in the beginning, so he's right on Franklin's tail. I think it's Gal behind, but he's still a bit off. So this is the fight for, I think, a few second place and third place. Ooh.
Yes, these are the internet issues Malone was talking about. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. We try to at least have a little bit of the fight between Franklin and Vanotti. Yeah, but we cannot keep going to the end, unfortunately. But it is what it is.
Yeah, Vanotti seems to have lost a bit on that straight, if I'm being honest. But still, he closes up in these corners. Franklin doesn't seem to have sort of that pace they had in the beginning. Venuti holding on to Franklin really well here. This is going to be very interesting to see how this finishes up in these last 10 or so laps.
And again, lag, big lag, yeah.
Yeah, this is some alien activity here. And we're back actually.
This doesn't make sense. Yeah, you see, it's every time again, 17 times. Yeah. Maybe the only thing we show is when Malone is inside Franklin, and then we close it off.
This is the last few laps here, looking at Malone, the race leader, and he has a huge spin. He told me afterwards it was because he was looking at other things, but it's a huge, it's not what we see usually with Malone. Franklin going inside of Malone. Obviously, we see now these internet issues are really starting to hurt Malone here. I think it's, he's lost a lot of time. Venuti actually going around outside, it seems, on Malone. Yeah, Malone doesn't seem to be in that space anymore. He just, has lost it a bit with the internet issue. It really throws you off when your internet starts to sort of go off like that. I've had the problems myself sometimes, and you just got really confused and stressed, and you lose a lot of positions like this now. We're going to have to wait and see if Franklin can actually catch up to Malone here. He should be able to, I'm guessing.
Well, Malone is not done yet, but 17 times the unstable internet connection was happening. But still, he was hoping that he could finish it. But yeah, build a little bit of a gap after this. He has the best tires for now. But let's go on board with Franklin then, because the Malone will drop out, and the fight is actually for first place between Franklin and Vanotti. It's still annoying.
Yeah, I get it. Obviously, we saw a few moves in those last couple of corners behind Malone. I think it was Franklin actually going past Venuti, but then getting past in the last corner. So these two are really going to battle for that sort of first position, the net first position. It's going to be really interesting to see. Venuti has sort of pulled the space now to Franklin, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And I think Franklin is, look at him. He's flying through these corners now, really looking to close that gap.
Yeah, we stick a little longer here, as long as we can. And this is the moment. He is really flying.
He is truly flying.
All right, one more drop back, but this is not worth showing if it's like this. All right, I think we close off here. Our apology for not being able to do the full race, but there's always a next race. And Frans, you always know which track.
Yeah, it's Belgium, Spa-Francorchamps next week. A favorite of mine, a favorite of many, a pride of good racing, I must say. So yeah, where I think everyone here is looking forward to that track, and it's going to be interesting to see if we can see maybe some new names on the top step of the podium, or if it's going to be Malone with a dominant win again.
I guess it depends on the internet connection, but we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. At least Spa is a track that everybody knows pretty well. It's not one of the hardest tracks either, so good options for everybody, I would say. Practice a lot, so you are prepared well, and go for the fight, I would say. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Frans, again, thank you so much for commentating with me. You did a great job again, and also the interviews. We will add them after the replay.
It's been a pleasure, mate. Have a good one.
Yes. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello, Max. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Congratulations, mate. First podium. How does it feel?
Incredible, but yeah, unfortunately, I'm sorry for Malone because yeah, he he deserved the P1, but yeah, these things happen.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the P3. I didn't expect that. Before the race, I had some troubles with my with my Epicman, so it was yeah, it was a bit clumsy, I think. Of how do you say that in English? A bit.
Yeah, clumsy is right word, I think. Yeah.
But yeah, I did a really long stint on the C1, and I think lap 21 I came in for the C4s, and they were really fast. I set the fastest lap, and when I pitted, I came out of the pits, and two cars that were Gal and yeah somebody else. They was yeah just a bit behind me, so I was really lucky. Yeah, that I came out in front of that guys and not yeah in their back, because I was really pushing at the end and pushing because at turn 1 of lap 1 I'm not sure, but maybe I made a mistake and hit someone. I'm not sure if it was my mistake, but I had to push for that seconds. Now I had plus 10 seconds. I hope it's enough, but yeah, we shall see.
Yeah. I watched the start. It was chaos in the first turn for many people.
Yes.
So we'll have to see what comes from that. But can you take us through qualifying then? Obviously, you told us the race, but what was your plans going through qualifying?
Yeah, the qualifying was terrible. I because of my because of the problems with my steering wheel, I had to install the software again, and my steering angle was not good at the qualifying. And at the end in the qualifying, I was thinking, well, why I am so much slower, and then I realized, oh shit, my steering angle is at 360 instead of 420. Yeah, so that matters. It was horrible for me the qualifying. I think yeah that's the reason of the P8, but yeah I recovered good in the race.
Yeah, I mean, very good, I would say. 5 positions gained. That's a big gap to fill.
Yeah, it's a sauna over here. I'm really hot now, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Yeah, the car was on rails.
Yeah, sounds good. What was your strategy on the race? Did you feel any of the tires were better or worse?
Yeah. First, I want to go for the C2, and yeah, someone told me yeah I should not do that because yeah the C1 is maybe a better option. So I tried that, and it was really positive. The tire, yeah, how do you say that in English? It was really reliable. You can do a lot of laps
Yep.
with it, and it's really consistent. So after 21 laps, it was yeah, it was dead, and yeah, then I had the possibility to go for the softs. But if they're dead earlier, then I was going to box for the mediums, but that was not necessary.
Yeah, sounds good, mate. Once again, congratulations on your first podium. A hell of a race from you. I think it's time to pull in Luca now. So we'll see you. Have a great one, mate.
Yes, thank you very much, guys. Have a great evening.
Hello, Luca. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you.
Good, good. Congratulations, mate. P2, a step up from last week. How do you feel?
Quite well, actually. I feel amazing. This race felt really, really good to drive and was a lot better than last race. It was a podium, but it was a shit last race. And this one felt really, really good, even though I didn't win. But still, really, really fun to drive.
Yeah, I was watching. Honestly, the last 10 laps had me hooked. You were like, you and Franklin were just switching positions every lap, it seemed. Really fun to watch. Do you want to take me through your race from start to finish?
Yeah, the start was probably the worst part. I had a really bad start and I was passed like by two people, maybe one, I don't remember, but it was quite bad compared to my usual starts. Then it was quite straightforward. The first laps were bad because I was stuck behind another car, and since I had a high downforce setup, it was super hard to pass people, especially with the ERS management. It was probably the hardest race I've ever done. And that's why probably I lost the race, because on the last laps I had no battery, and even with DRS I was quite slow compared to the others. So
Yeah.
but tire choosing was great. Setup was pretty good. It was stable enough to drive to the limit, and yeah, it felt really, really good this time. I'm happy about this race.
Yeah, and I just want to hear, what did you think about your pit stop? Was it any good or?
It was amazing. The best part, actually. I didn't test
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
about the pit stop, and I fluked it like amazing. It was perfect pit stop compared to even races where I did practice. And I did many mistakes, and well, this time I didn't. I don't know how, but
Yeah, I'm just gonna say you gained 3 seconds to Malone only in that pit stop, so it was very good for you actually.
the first
I
time I ever
believe
gained on him on the pit stop, actually, I believe.
Yeah, mate. Good, good. Anything else you want to add from this race?
Just thinking about it. Not actually. The strange moments where Malone was teleporting to the racetrack were quite scary because he was teleporting like in front of me. I even drive into him some corners. So it was quite scary to do, but yeah,
Yeah. Obviously, last race you talked a lot about your tires. How did they feel today?
amazing. I chose the perfect ones. C1s are probably the best the race tires. The C1s much better than anything else. C2s were quite good. I didn't overheat very much because I put the pressure super high, so they weren't overheating and they felt good. I tried. I thought about going to C3s, but they probably would have overheated, and it was a good choice, I believe, not to go on them.
Yeah, that is what we've heard from other contenders as well. So yeah, a very good race from you, mate. I think it's
Thank you.
time to let you go now, and it's time for Luke Franklin to come again. But congratulations, Luca. Very good
Thank you.
race. Hope to see you at the next one.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Unfortunately, Luke Franklin, our P1 and our winner, cannot be here today for the interviews. So we're going to drag in Malone instead and hear his story from the race. Today, what happened? Hello, by the way.
Hello, Franz. Thank you for having me. Yeah, it was a real disappointing story today. Yeah, the qualifying. I'm gonna be quick, but the qualifying was also really disappointing. Made a mistake in the final hot lap, but P2 still, so that was all right. Yeah, and then I built a gap for even 10 seconds to the number two, so I was really in control. But yeah, I think even before the pit stop, I got internet unstable connection messages, and it built it up like one, two, three, four, and I was hoping, oh, please make it to the end, but Yeah, then I was at unstable connection 17 and then made a mistake because all my focus was only on the internet, of course. And I came back on track almost inside Luca, but I at the moment I didn't even see them on track, so I couldn't know where they were. But yeah, luckily no incidents there. But yeah, in the end, it was one unstable connection too much, and I was taken out of the race. Yeah, really, really disappointed.
Yeah, and I have a question about the pit stop. Obviously, we touched with Luca on his pit stop, a magic pit stop for him. Was there anything that happened to you during the pit stop? Obviously, you lost 3 seconds to Luca during that pit stop. What happened?
Yeah, I didn't really practice the pit stop entry, and I knew that the pit speed line was closer than the actual line, but I didn't know pretty much where it was. So I was really careful, and because I had this gap to the number two, I thought, yeah, okay, just make sure that you're not getting a penalty. But then I went into the pit, and it's tricky because usually I am at the end of the pit lane, but yeah, on this track I don't know why, but I am totally at the beginning, and my buttons didn't work. I couldn't select the right tire, so I had to do it with my keyboard, and I had to find the keys. So, but I thought I need to change to the C3 before I stop in the pit box, so that cost some time, but yeah. All right.
Obviously, bad luck today. Hopefully, you'll get back. You're leading championship, so still looking good for you. Luca is your main competitor, it seems. But yeah, we'll have to see more from you next race, I think.
Yeah, thank you very much, and you're totally right. It's good for the championship, but nobody wants to lose like this. But yeah, and don't forget Luke Franklin. He missed one race, but he is definitely a competitor for the championship. But yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.